Hello again viewers, 20 degrees, wee bit windy, cloudy, not the best weather but can't complain, and I had a wee bit of an embarrassing situation earlier on which I'll tell you about. We'll take a wee walk along Costa Teguise. I'll let you know what's been happening. Thanks for joining me. So it's pretty quiet around here. We're not far away from the Coronas Player Hotel. We'll walk by it in a wee minute. Some nice views out to see there. I've made the right decision where I stayed. Staying at the Oceana Apartments. Hope you've seen the video earlier on, showed you the room. Quite nice. Right. But this area is quieter and it's a wee bit further out. So if I was staying in Costa Teguise again, which I'd definitely consider, it's quite a nice place, then I probably wouldn't stay at this end. I'd stay down near the square where I'm staying. So round about there you've got the Galleon Player Apartments, you've got the Grand Teguise Player, the Oceana, the Oasis Lands. There's quite a lot of hotels and apartments round about there. Check out this building, it's cool. The colours on it, a wee supermarket. We're quite close to the Santa Rosa Apartments. They've got a wee bowling centre in there as well. So if you come here as a family, you might want to consider that. There's a gym here as well. A lot of people ask me where the gyms are in Tenerife when I do the videos. So if you're coming to Costa Teguise and you're looking for a public gym, there's a lifestyle fitness centre over there. So this wee embarrassing situation, viewers, involves paint. I'll tell you about it in a wee minute. But there's no doubting I'm walking about here and people must be looking at me wondering what's going on. I'll tell you about that in a wee second anyway. So, the Santa Rosa Asian restaurant here. There's a few bars and restaurants just coming up here. Across there we've got the Las Coronas Apartments, they're private apartments so you can't go in there. We've also got the Crown pub, which I don't know if it's open at the moment or open later on. That's the Crown across there. A lot of these bars and restaurants are not fully opened because the Hotel Coronas Player is not open at the moment, it's getting done up. So I think that's probably having a knock-on effect and everything else around about here. It's a really big hotel. There's about 150 workers that work in their apartment, which you're surprised at. Yeah, that is a good name for a pub. One of my favourite places in the world, the Cavern in Liverpool. So that's a Cavern pub. Let me know if you've been in there. They do food. They've got music on tonight. Let me see what they've got on. Sinatra and Friends. Oh, pretty good. We've got the Fisherman's Inn next door as well. And we've got the Indians. I had an Indians last night in the place next to the apartments. It was okay. That's Tandoori Spice. And then we've got the sports bar. It is literally called the sports bar. It's open as well. Hotel Coronas Player just across the road. We'll walk over there in a wee second. I was in these apartments earlier on. I took a wee video showing you. They're quite nice inside. Santa Rosa Apartments. Oh, don't know if you noticed that, viewers. Literally there's a drain there and there's a hole next to it and I nearly went down it. It wasn't even steps this time. A lot of disasters today. So I'll tell you about the paint story. I went into apartments earlier on. I think it was the Oasis Lands just down the road. And I was next to the pool. And there was nobody at the pool, nobody in the pool or anything. So I thought, is the pool heated? And the lifeguard told me it is heated. I always like to check the temperature because I'm never thinking of staying there. Then I want to make sure it is properly heated. So I checked it out. Hollywood, not open. Again, this will be because the Coronas Player's probably not open. Monkey Bar, not open either. So it's a lot quieter here compared to where I'm staying. Wee hairdressers next to it. So anyway, I decided to check it out for myself. So I knelt down and put my hand in the water. See how cold or how warm it was. And I didn't notice there was a big warning sign on a cone. Wet paint. They'd actually been painting the poolside. I didn't notice, so as soon as I stood up, I realised that my whole leg and my knees covered in paint. So if you see a pale Scottish guy walking about covered in paint in Costa Teguise, don't worry about him, he's okay. But it's pretty embarrassing. People must be wondering what is going on with that guy. He's walking about with a knee covered in paint. And it's proper industrial paint, I can't get it off. I'm going to have to go into a supermarket and buy tubs to get it off. And I've checked out of the apartments as well, so I can't even go up to the room and try and scrub it off with a towel end. I'm literally going to need to wait to get to the next accommodation. So that's the Coronas Player. I know this is a popular hotel. My brother stayed in here as well, Paul, if you're watching. And it's not open at the moment, it's getting done up. But quite interesting. Inside, they're actually selling a lot of the furniture. And they're having a wee open day tomorrow. All the workers are coming along, and I think the general public can just literally go in. So they were selling a wee sofa, and I asked them how much it was €75. They've got beds, they've got table and chairs. So if you're in Costa Teguise or you live in Lanzarote and you're maybe looking for a wee bargain, maybe pop in there. Medical centre just there as well, so if the antigen tests come back in, at least you know if you're staying in the Coronas Player. It's a good location for that. There's also another health centre just down the road. I'll show you the blue sign. So again, test wise, the location's good for that. So what do you think of that, viewers? The Scotsman in paint walking about Lanzarote. Oh, so I need to get this paint off quickly. We'll take a wee walk up here, I'll just show you what's up here. I had breakfast in the Heroes sports bar up here, it was not bad. Recommend it, €3. A couple other bars up here as well. Dickens cocktail bar. So I'll walk past these places. So last night, a couple of common questions I always get asked about. What's the temperature like? I said at the start of the video, it's not very hot here just now, it's about 20 degrees. As we say in Scotland, it's not tap saff weather, because it's a wee bit windy and cloudy. So hopefully it'll improve the next few days. It's still shorts and t-shirt, definitely during the day. At night you maybe need a wee fleece or a cardigan. It's the Isla Bonita restaurant. Open, just opened. There's the Heroes bar that I had breakfast in. I was sitting right there, just that guy sitting. Hammy's Grill and Bar. Hammy, if you're watching, that's your bar. A few other wee bars around here. We've got the Welcome restaurant over there as well. So last night, it's a lot busier down where I'm staying in Costa Teguise. So last night, if you watched the video last night, I left the square and I went down to watch the football in another bar. The Paradise Sports Bar just next to my apartments. And then ended up doing a wee walk up around the corner to the Lighthouse Bar. Seen a live singer in there, it was pretty decent. Although I'll say one thing, they need to improve their acoustics in there. It wasn't loud enough in my opinion. So it was good, and it was pretty busy in there actually. It was quite a lively bar. People were asking me about vaccination certificates walking in places. I've been in numerous places, not one place has asked me for it. So I don't think it's been enforced. Also people asking what's the policy with masks. As far as I know, Lanzarote is in level 3. So in theory, you're supposed to wear masks outdoor, but nobody's wearing them. It's not enforced. I've spoke to a couple of people who are on holiday here, and they did say that the police occasionally will stop people and ask them to put masks on, but as far as I know, they're not enforcing the fines. Now, I'm not 100% guaranteeing that, so if you come here, always have your mask handy. I've got mine around my arm at the moment, and quite a lot of times, because I'm going in hotels and stuff like that, I've got the mask on anyway. Obviously, I'm not near MD here in the middle of nowhere. So, don't worry about that. If you're going to come over, that's not going to spoil your holiday. As far as I can see, the police are not enforcing it. Obviously, wearing the mask outside is ridiculous. Clinically, it's not going to really make much difference to the way things are going. and I think the police have just recognised that, and they've been told basically from higher up not to enforce it. That's what I think's happening. I believe that's probably what's happening in Tenerife as well, although obviously I have heard reports of people getting stopped. But Tenerife's a bit different because you've literally got hundreds of people walking down the promenade in Las Americas, Los Cristianos. So how can they possibly enforce it, really? I mean, they can't really find one person and then let 100 people walk by and not find names. So it's a tricky one for the police, I think. They've probably got better things to do with their time. So if you're staying at the Coronas Playa or the Santa Rosa apartments, this is the kind of location that you're in. There's a few wee bars, I think, around there as well, and a wee shopping centre, but it's not, I think it's all open. It's a quiet area around about here, so I much prefer where I'm staying, 100%. But let me know, what do you prefer? You prefer being down near the square where I am, or you prefer being up there? Obviously at the back of the hotel is the Coronas Playa, and there's another big hotel next to it. You can just walk down, I think, onto the promenade and effectively the seafront, so it's quite nice down the back end. But at the moment there's not much going on there. There's obviously a few bars open, but not too many. So just past a couple there, they were wearing the masks. To be fair, there is a few people wearing them, but most people are not. Still watching? Thanks so much, I really appreciate it. What I've basically done is I've pulled my shorts down as far as I can to try and cover the paint. Need to get this off soon. That just gives you a wee idea if you're staying at the Coronas Playa or round about there, if you're thinking of heading down to the square and all the bars and restaurants here, how far away it is. And there was another hotel that I could have got for about £50 I think it was, and it was all inclusive, so you could drink and eat as much as you want. But I didn't go for it because it's just too far out. I'm not a big fan of hotels that are isolated, because you just end up staying in the hotel, and I'm never in the hotel. So I always like to have hotels with bars and restaurants right on my doorstep, which is the case where I'm staying just now. But if you just want to chill out in an all-inclusive hotel and not really go out the hotel, then it doesn't really make a difference where you stay, does it? That's what a lot of people do when they go to some Caribbean countries, Mexico. You basically never go out to the resort. Some of the resorts are out of this world, they're fantastic. You just stay in there the whole holiday and relax. So I completely understand that as well. Nice wee roundabout down here with all the flowers. So we're going to take a right here. Impressions of Costa Teguise. I've done some other videos, you're going to see some videos on the channel where I'll show you some nice bars and restaurants. There's a wee strip where they've got some nice restaurants. The square's really nice, all the bars in there. I quite like Costa Teguise, I definitely would stay here. I don't know if I'd stay here for a week or 2 weeks. Maybe not enough going on. But there's plenty of bars and restaurants. There's entertainment, there's live music on a couple of bars I've seen last night. Doesn't really compare to, I would say, the entertainment in Tenerife, what I've seen here. Obviously I'm going to Porto del Carmen shortly, so it might be a wee bit different. So we're just going to take a wee right here. If you're still watching, thanks, I really appreciate it. The biggest thing that helps the channel, it's not actually subscribers, to be honest with you, although it's great if you can subscribe, hit the wee red button below, just there. It's absolutely free. That doesn't actually make much difference. What does make a difference is if viewers watch the videos till nearly the end. That is the biggest factor that YouTube takes into consideration when they recommend videos to other people. So thanks so much. Okay, I'm going to speed up a wee bit. I've just remembered as well, I've made another mistake. When I was in the Hero Sports Bar, I was telling the guy about my situation with the paint, and I was saying, where can I get tubs to get this paint off? And he says, just go to the Chinese supermarket just next to the bar. and I think we just walked by it, and I'm definitely not walking back up there. So I'm going to have to get on the bus like this. So if anybody does meet me in the bus or on the way to Porto del Carmen, that's the reason I'm covered in paint. Big building here, I'm not even sure what this is. Big long building. So you'll see in the next few weeks I've done quite a few walkthroughs of hotels and apartments. If you're considering staying in Costa Teguise and you're interested in a particular hotel, then you might see it in the channel quite soon. I know that one of the viewers said they're staying at the Neptuno Suites shortly, and I was in there. That is prime location, right down in the seafront. I've walked into the Grand Teguise Playa. Obviously I've walked into my own apartments at Oceana. The Galleon Playa. The Oasis Lands, Beachmate. Maybe a few more. I think these are apartments here as well, but I couldn't figure out how to get into them. The Lanzarote apartments. I met a couple on the bus who stayed there before. They're staying somewhere else just now. They're very friendly. They told me where to get off of the bus from Arrecife to here. Otras Hotels. Oh, I've been in that one as well, the Be Live experience, Lanzarote Beach. I've been in that hotel, that's a good location as well. All these hotels are better location than where I've came from, I think. Just my own opinion. If you're on Facebook, check out Facebook Scotsman in Tenerife. I might upload a few videos from Lanzarote there as well. And occasionally I'll put some music videos that I can't put on YouTube, but sometimes will go on that channel as well. And to the viewers who've joined the other channel, Walk with Kevin, just type in Walk with Kevin on YouTube, it'll come up probably. Thanks so much. I'll put some Lanzarote videos on there as well at one point. Wee spa across the road. So we're nearly what I would say is in the centre of Costa Teguise. Let's cross over maybe. Well, I've been in there as well. The Hotel Albatross, All Sun. That's a good location, that hotel as well. Just over there. I seen it last night, I actually thought it was a restaurant. It's a hotel. It's quite nice inside. So if you're staying there, I've just got a wee short video walking in there showing you the pool. So my apartment, I've done a walk by there. Oceana apartment is just a couple of minutes down there. Great location, I would stay there again. I quite liked the apartments. They'd all been refurbished in the last year. So it's absolutely fine. I don't think they've got air conditioning, so I wouldn't stay in the summer, to be honest with you. But the room is very cool, the ceiling fan, but it's only 20 degrees during the day, so you can't really judge the room in these temperatures. Zebra crossings are optional for some drivers here. Oh, another thing people were asking me, if you've watched to the end, thanks very much. Jesters, bars are open till 1 o'clock. This bar was open till 2 o'clock last night. I did have a late night drink in there. So if you're looking for late night bars, the only one I found so far that's open till 2 in the morning is Jesters. Everywhere else in here was shut by 1 o'clock. Look at this paint. So there's a few other bars just around the corner. I think it's Legends it's called. I was in there as well. Had one drink. They were just shutting. And this is the famous square in here. I've done another video walking through here, but we'll finish the video off. We'll just show you a few places in here. Okay, I'm going to move quickly by here because we've got music on just now, so I need to quickly speak over that. So, Quite a few wee restaurants, American diner there as well. We'll go up this way and I'll show you some of the bars. If you've missed the video last night, I've done a video walking through here. I was watching the football Liverpool game. What do you think of the result last night? Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans, unlucky. It's only the League Cup, I'm sure I'm not really bothered too much, mind you. But should be a good final. So this wee square here, we've got the bandstand, wee tapas bar. They've got Rod Stewart on as well, so you can't really beat that, can you? And here we've got a few other wee bars and restaurants as well, Bluebells for Rangers fans. So these bars last night were all really busy, and they're quite busy during the day as well. There's quite a few people sitting out. There's a few nice restaurants down this way as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the wee walk around Costa Teguise. We started at a really quiet area. But this is where I would stay. If I was coming here for the first time, I'd stay around about here. And if I'm coming back again, if they've got a good deal on the same apartments, I'd stay there as well. A couple of wee shops here as well. Got Pablo's restaurant where I started the walk from last night. The Lighthouse bar, I was in there last night watching the sing up. Get your volume up a wee bit, Lighthouse, I'd say, for the sing up. And then we've got a wee hatch there for your crepes. So this wee street here has got lots of restaurants in it. I've done another video last night walking down here showing you all the bars and restaurants, so check it out on the channel, it'll be up soon. Wee Tex-Mex here. That brings us out just at the main road, and I just turn left round the corner. We've got the Oceania apartments. In a couple of minutes walking down the hill, you've got the beach and the promenade. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I'm away to try and get this paint off. I'm getting the bus to Porto del Carmen. I'll see you tonight probably in a video from Porto del Carmen. Thanks a lot.